This week on C Plus News Time, Paul Feig is tackling another female-led movie, Stephen Colbert takes on Stephen Colbert, and karaoke is becoming a big thing again. I hope you will stay tuned for my newest segment, celebrities in cars waiting in post-work traffic as they try to rush home to let the dog out before it shits everywhere. Please don't sue me, CBS, Seinfeld, and everyone else. All I have to my name is this, C Plus News Time.
It's C Plus News Time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
If Roosevelt had a podcast, it'd be called Wheeling Around with Frankie D. Welcome back to C Plus News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the comedy news you didn't know about for the week of July 25th, 2016. First up, Paul Feig is producing a movie about supermodels that are stranded in a Chilean snowstorm. That might be the sexiest sentence I've read on News Time yet. The movie is called Supermodels Snowpocalypse, and it's based on a 1977 true story about a group of models who found themselves trapped by a blizzard in Chile. During that time, they had real fun with drugs and stuff, but ultimately concocted a plan to escape. Thank you, Mr. Feig, for realizing one of my dreams. Next up, I have sad news for you today, America. Stephen Colbert is dead, but Stephen Colbert also lives. How can this be? It's simple. When Colbert moved from Comedy Central to CBS, he changed from Colbert the satire to Colbert the late night host. But who exactly owns Comedy Central Colbert? Apparently Viacom does, because they told CBS's lawyers that Colbert couldn't do Colbert anymore. For the past 2 weeks at both the Republican and Democratic National Conventions, Colbert revived his character, which has sorely been missing from his stint in late night, for The Late Show. But Viacom is not too happy about it, basically saying that they own the intellectual property to Colbert the satire. Petty, I know. But fear not, true believers, because Colbert brought in Colbert's cousin, Colbert, and he's reintroduced a popular segment, The Word, with an E. This isn't the first time that legal matters have gotten in the way of late night shenanigans. David Letterman had to leave many of his bits behind or outright rename them, such as viewer mail's change to the CBS mailbag during his transition from late night to The Late Show. Even Conan lost the masturbating bear along with Pimpbot 5000, desk driving, and other reoccurring jokes and segments when NBC shouldered him out in 2010. But Kilborn had it the worst when he slowly lost his segment 5 Questions after he left The Daily Show for CBS's Late Late Show in 1998. Eric Gardner of The Hollywood Reporter broke down the legal issues to exactly who can do what. Viacom, who owns Comedy Central, would have to sue CBS, but both networks are owned by that rascally Sumner Redstone, who is currently in a big-time Hollywood legal battle against Viacom's Philip Dowman. However, in 2005, CBS branched off from the parent company, still residing under the same moniker. Should Viacom sue CBS over this Colbert thing, they could go for the fair use defense, which would amount to Stephen Colbert being a character that they own. My head hurts. Whichever way this all goes, at least Colbert is finally back. And finally, well guys, it happened. Apple bought their first show and they're touting it as an original. James Corden's Carpool Karaoke is heading to the one place it'll fit in, Apple Music. The streaming service picked up the show that CBS itself developed but couldn't find itself airing. Each week, new celebrities will find themselves stuck in a car with some host who forces them to sing popular songs, and only Apple Music subscribers can watch it. While a host hasn't exactly been announced, you can bet your $10 subscription that it'll be someone as famous as Corden. The original late night segments are what old people call viral hits, with close to 1 billion views combined. Don't believe me? Adele's tour in the car brought in 119 million views alone. Hell, her rapping Nicki's verse in Kanye's Monster made sales of the non-single go up by an astronomical %. But how can this new show top getting Elton John, J-Lo, or Michelle Obama even? Spike wants to give it a try with their own car-based karaoke show. Hold up, don't they already have Jimmy Fallon's lip sync battle? they're not even trying to be different with this one either. It's stupidly titled Karaoke Showdown, which is something that both Microsoft Word and I do not like. Craig Robinson will host, but instead of famous people driving around and doing it for exposure, it'll be regular schlubs who will compete to win prizes. So they're fundamentally stealing from Discovery's Cash Cab, as contestants sing favorites, finish lyrics, or actually act out the songs. It's funny too because Karaoke Showdown was meant to be a one-off special, but the top brass at Spike said, "Damn, this is too funny. Let's make this a show." And that was that. What is this obsession with watching people sing along to songs? After American Idol and The Voice, singing competitions became essential to broadcast TV's airing schedules. But the real craze started back in 1964 with What's This Song?, a show where celebrity contestants and their non-famous counterparts had to guess the song that was playing. But how far we've come. But karaoke has been taken on a few times itself. The UK's Sing If You Can had 6 celebrities divide into 2 teams, sing songs, and get judged, and then see which team is better. The twist here was that while they were singing, celebs would be messed with through physical means, like being dropped into a tank of water or singing on a spinning platform. It lasted for a measly 6 episodes after being called, quote, the worst TV program ever made by The Guardian. That didn't stop America from revamping it for their own use under Killer Karaoke, True TV's show that was hosted by Steve-O and Mark McGrath. The only difference on this show was that their challenges were named real cool American names like Why Are You Hitting Yourself and Party in My Pants. The show lasted for 2 seasons. You'd think that that was the last show. The Singing Bee came into fruition in 2007 on NBC. Contestants had to sing parts of songs that were blanked out. There were other challenges and whatnot, with several rounds and showdowns and countdowns. Then NBC put the show on ice during the 2007 fall sweeps, only to never revive it. Enter CMT in 2009, who said, "We'll put a country twist on it," and thus the majority of its multiracial viewership was gone. But CMT didn't care. That version lasted for 4 years until getting squashed. Is that the last karaoke show? Nope, not even close. That same year in 2007, when The Singing Bee premiered on July 11th, literally the next day, Fox had its own karaoke competition series called Don't Forget the Lyrics. Guys, seriously, I cannot make this up. Contestants were given 9 categories to choose from, and, like B, the band and lyrics stop and they must be filled in. But this one was a little more cut and dry with very little gimmicks and an introduction of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire like lifelines. That one lasted for 2 years before being killed and revived for one final season. What? There can't possibly be another... son of a... NBC came back with the sing-off. While it's not really a karaoke show, it followed a cappella and put the pentatonics into the world's eye. Carpool Karaoke isn't the first show to make karaoke cool, if that's what you call cool, but it's certainly the one doing it the best. It's also hard to believe Spike is taking the popular late-night sketch head-on when they already have their own late-night sketch-based hit. But why go through with Cash Cab meets Carpool Karaoke? What could they possibly gain from this? Yes, they'll get the views in the short run, but Corden's segment is made for staying power. Try not watching the Michelle Obama one in the year 2024 after Trump finishes his 2nd presidency. I dare you. My question for Carpool regards whether or not it'll return to the Late Late Show. It's brought in viewers for Corden in more than one place. When Fallon, Stephen Merchant, and John Krasinski developed lip sync battle for the Spike, the segment completely disappeared from The Tonight Show. It did make one appearance this year, but in 2014 and 2015, it was a recurring staple. Whatever happens, I'm sure the show will be a hit, but being stuck behind a paywall like Apple Music might affect its view numbers, even if it's one of the highest rated music streaming service platforms. There's also no telling if it'll be half an hour or retain the gritty cutting down in less than 12 minutes. And that's all the news I have for you for this week on C Plus News Time. Why don't you subscribe or check out one of our other videos? Of course, you can always head to the website cpluscomedy.com. We've got the latest news, reviews, features, interviews, and other good comedy bits that only I can provide you with. You can follow us on Twitter at @CPlusComedy, follow me on Twitter at ChatBlackWhite, like us on Facebook, tumble with us on Tumblr, and don't forget to sing as much as you can, because you might have to wait for James Corden to come pick you up and take you to work and get you some French fries, and everything's gonna be alright. Okay, bye.